Hello students, in this video we will discuss some of the problems related to region of convergence of Z transform, okay, for the following discrete time sequences, okay. So these are the three different sequences. This is the right hand side sequence, this is the left hand side sequence, this is the samples are exist in both the sides, okay. It is causal, this is anti-causal, this is a non-causal sequence, okay. So as we have discussed in the previous table, we are applying those conditions in order to find out region of convergence for the following discrete time sequences, okay. We will take one problem, okay. So this is the problem, this is the right hand side causal sequence, okay, finite sequence. That one is very important, okay. So here I have indicated the discrete time values, right? So as a 0 1 2 3, here the total number of samples are 4, okay. So the samples are 3 2 5 7. So n is the total number of sample, n is equal to 4, okay. So first we have to find out the Z transform for the given sequence, okay. So we have to use this Z transform equation. We know very well for the equation of Z transform, okay. So it is convert time domain sequence to frequency domain, especially for it is a discrete time sequence, discrete time signal. This discrete time signal is converted into frequency domain sequence by using Z transform equation, right? X of Z is equal to summation n is equal to 0 to capital N minus 1 x of n z to the power of minus n. This is the equation of Z transform, okay. Here n is the total number of sample is 4, 4 minus 1 is a 3, right? So then a small n varies between 0 to 3, right? Just you have to substitute the value of n for this terms, then you will get this equation. Then you have to substitute the value of x of 0, x of 1, x of 2, x of 3 in the obtained equation. Then you will get this final equation. Then you have to convert this inverse z as a positive z by writing like this, okay. Then you have to apply. So as I said before, for this one, the region of convergence occupy entire Z plane except Z is equal to 0, right? So we will see why it is like that, okay. Just apply the value of Z as a 0. It becomes 3 plus 1 by 0 is infinity, right? Infinity plus infinity. So x of Z value is infinite. It is not a finite. Actually, it is a finite right hand side causal sequence, okay. It becomes infinite, okay. So we are omitting this the value of Z is equal to 0. So while find out in the region of convergence in the Z plane, then we are taking the remaining Z plane, the remaining part as a region of convergence in the Z plane, okay. So that is the statement. So except Z is equal to 0 for the remaining value of Z, x of Z value is finite. Therefore, the ROC is entire Z plane except Z is equal to 0. The second sequence is anti-causal signal, because the sequence is finite and it occupies in the left hand side, okay. So the equation is look like this. This is the Z transform equation for the finite sequence and for the left hand side. So the n values lies between minus infinity to 0, okay. So here the as it is finite, so the n minus 1 minus n minus 1, so minus 3 to 0. Just substitute the value of n in this equation, you will get this equation. Then again substitute the value of x of minus 3 minus 2 minus 1 0 in this equation, you will get this type of equation. Here if the sequence is finite and left hand side and anti-causal, then the region of convergence is entire Z plane except Z is equal to infinity. We will see now why it is not except z is equal to infinity. For the other values of z, the region of convergence occupied in the z plane. Okay, so put the value of z as a infinite, so it becomes the x of z value is infinity, right? X is equal to infinity. So if the infinity is added, then we'll get infinite value only. So except z is the region of convergence is entire z plane. The last sequences, it is a finite double-sided sequence. It is a non-causal signal. Okay, so it occupies, the samples are occupied on both the side. So the region of convergence is occupied entire z plane except z is equal to 0, z is equal to infinity, right? So you have to substitute the n value, the value of n as a, so it is a, this is a n, the sample phi is the n value 0. Okay, so here right hand side is 1 and 2 sequence. So the left hand side sequences are the value of n is -1, and the for a value of n is equal to -1, the sample is 4. For n value is equal to -2, the sample is 2, right? That is x of 0, x of 1, x of 2, right? This is the right hand sequences, right hand samples. These are the left hand samples. So the n value lies between -2 to 2. Just substitute the value of n in this equation. Okay, and substitute the x of -2, -1, 0, 1 and 2 in this equation. You will get this. Okay, if it is inverse, you have to write like this, right? So if it is, that means don't change, don't modify anything. Okay, then put for x is z is equal to 0, right? If it is z is equal to infinite, so the entire value become infinite. So if it is z is equal to infinity, the entire value become, the x of z value become infinite. So except these two values, okay, the region of convergence is entire z plane. Okay, I think you have understood these problems. Okay, these problems are very, very important exam point view. Okay, thank you very much. We will see some more problems in the next video. Thank you.